Okay, so as I said, resume is like a match fixing, right? Because if you go to an interview, the interviewer can ask anything, right? It's an
Yes, sir.
open stuff for him or her to ask any questions related to the field of finance. But when we are, preparing the resume, what we can do is influence that process, right? When we write things which the recruiters or the person can relate to, then first it is very highly likely that you will get shortlisted. Second, you are pushing them to talk about the things that they are comfortable with already. So when they will talk about those things, and you know about those things, chances of you getting through the interview is much higher. So resume is a very important document to do for your complete job opportunities, right? So what is that we need to do, because this is basically designed for chartered accountants. What I see is a lot of chartered accountants write about audit, tax, and all these things, right, which is not relevant for the recruiter. So what you need to do is you have to talk in the language of the recruiter. Things like, what they can relate to. People working in investment banking, equity research, credit research, all these guys can associate with the word sectors, industries, sub industries, all these things. So you should talk in the language that they understand, not in the language what you have done. So this is one key important thing for what you have to do. I've got a simple example. You see, this is I picked up from my own resume. Uh, so you see, during the articleship, I acquired understanding of various sectors like auto ancillary, FMCG, real estate, power, general, and banking. At that point of time, honestly, I did not know that it was something that I had to write about, but I had written, and I think one of the reasons I got shortlisted could be this. So you need not have the relevant experience, but because as an audit assistant or as an auditor, as a article assistant, we go to various industries. So you can write about those industries a bit. Uh,
Okay.
so this is one thing. The second thing is the keywords, right? Because all the shortlisting, everything works on keywords with all the automated tools that are available today. They are just even the HR guys are searching with the keywords, or they are using automated tools which are searching for the keywords. So what you need to ensure is that you have the right keywords related to that particular job opportunity. So once you have that, once you have those keywords in your resume, you are more likely to get shortlisted. And even after shortlisting, you are more likely to crack through a interview. Obviously, it is not completely helping you to crack the interview, but shortlisting, definitely a large chunk of it is covered. When I say keywords, what people do, they just write, for example, financial modeling is a keyword. So what they will write is financial modeling somewhere and put, uh, you know, I have done financial modeling course, or I know financial modeling only that much. Now, that is not something that the recruiter will be very happy about, or they are really looking for. Yes, you may get shortlisted at the first level, but as soon as it goes to the hiring manager will just discard this, because everybody knows these keywords. They are writing the keywords. Writing the keywords in the right way is very important. So typically, how I ask people to write about financial modeling, I'll quickly show you that as well. So I've got a sample resume. This is something that we created for people. You see, the way we have written about financial modeling, now this is completely a financial modeling related course that the student had done. He had no experience related to that, and yet we put across all these projects which are relevant, which also ensured that all the keywords that are required are here. You see, financial statement analysis, ratio analysis, NPV, IRR, leverage, um, DCF valuation, relative valuation. All these keywords have come into this, and you can look at it and feel that these are not isolated keywords, right? So writing it in this way helps you, obviously get the keywords here, and also start relating to the recruiting manager. right? The HR obviously guy is just searching for the keywords, and if you have the keywords, they will shortlist you. But when it goes to the hiring manager, to the shortlisted candidate, then from there you are more likely to go forward if you have written the skills in this way than in just isolated keywords.
So it's more of an exhibiting our past experience in simple terms
Correct.
rather than yeah.
Correct. You are absolutely correct. Talking about what you have done, not just saying that I have done this, right? Even for whatever you did in the previous jobs or in your articleship or some other project, you have to explain it. Explaining
Okay.
it is a very important thing. Just writing those keywords is not a important thing. So this is how you should get the keywords into the resume.
So rather than being very generic, we have to be very specific about past experiences, what we have done. So it
Correct.
will help us to get recruited by the higher managers or the directors
Correct.
while
And
screening us.
right. And you have to also write the things that the recruiter is looking at. Right. For example, now this is an example. Let's say you've done audit, right? You've not worked on the other aspects of it, and you've done audit. Now,
Yes.
where in the audit, obviously these terminologies cannot be included, right? Then what do you do?
Yeah, we
Then sorry. Then you bring it through a project, right? Also
yeah.
try and put it in a way that gives them the feeling that gives them the things that they are looking at a later stage. I'll tell you what they are broadly looking at. If you see, what the recruiter is broadly looking at is your Excel or modeling skills, financial modeling skills. They are looking at your analytical aptitude, and then they're looking for communication. So they are looking for these things in your resume. Now, if they are able to find these things on the resume, then obviously they are more likely to call you for an interview, right? So how do you demonstrate all these things into that? One way of doing it is through the projects. The other way is if you already have got the experience, right, of those things or something related, then you can write about it. You just look at this, how I have put across. Um, was part of a project related. This is during my articleship that I had done. I mean, obviously I'm showing what I did. I did not know at that point of time that I was doing it correctly, but this is what I did. Was a project to customer profitability analysis for online platform. Now, analysis, Excel, extensively using Excel, dashboard, all these keywords have come in. So I have demonstrated to the guy that, boss, I know Excel, right? If you look at this one, how it has been written, it shows that I am able to communicate with people, right? Coordination with people, discussing the conclusion with the management. All this is demonstrating that I have good communication skills,
Okay.
right?
So
So
indirectly, it's
correct. So you don't have to say that I am good with communication, right? What you have to prove is that you are good with communication. So you have to demonstrate that and not just write, okay, communication skills 10 out of 10. You can't write that because you are not the one who is judging, right? You can just showcase what you have done.
mm,
So see, it's
understood.
very important that you write it in this way. This is one of the things that when you say that I was leading a team or as a team leader, it also slightly demonstrate that okay, you can work in group and you can also control the group. So that
Understood.
gives them, not that you have to be always a team leader. You can be just a part of a project also. Does not change much of it. If you just can show that okay, you have been a team leader, then that gives you that additional advantage. Right.
Understood.
So this
Yeah.
is this is what you need to take care with the resume. Now there are a few things which are more of transactional in nature. What I mean by transactional in nature, that these are things that you should take care when you are building your resume. Things like basic hygiene, I mean basic formatting, right? Basic grammar, the spell check that you have. you should undergo that spell check. And a lot of people these days are putting photos on their
Photos.
resume. Now, I'm not a very big fan because people say you have to have a visual resume, and most of the people are literally using the term visual and putting their own photos into that. Now, I think for most of the finance related jobs, I don't think you need to put your photo onto the resume. What you need to do is you need to have a single page of resume. Most of the finance job, you have to have single page of resume, and in that single page of resume you need to use it for writing or demonstrating your capability, not your looks. Okay, I will also
Understood.
share with you a set. You see here I have got something called yeah, a resume building checklist.
Oh, understood.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. So basically, I have got this resume building checklist. So if you look at the checklist, what we have written is like you have to know what is the purpose of the resume, what the recruiter is looking for. Most of the recruiters will look at the resume for about 5 to 7 or 10 seconds, or use some kind of a tool to evaluate it. So it's not going to pass through if you've not got it correct. Similarly, if you're applying to particular specific positions and you already know that you will be applying for that, then you have to tailor the resume for that particular purpose. We've got some basic checklist, so it should be only one page. If it is there, you can tick it, and then it is green, and then you know that is taken care of. So what you can do is use this resume building checklist to ensure that whatever basic requirements are there are covered in your resume. Like a lot of people use I, me, you. Those kind of pronouns should not be used. You should have a consistency in the formatting and the way your stuff looks at. You should have narrow margins. Now in the Word document, you've got some people just start typing after leaving a lot of space here, but you should ideally use a narrow margin. You have to go to the layout and just use the narrow margin option. That ensures that everything is then available for you to write about. There are a few things that you can do. You can just put, if there are multiple pages in your resume, generally, as I said, for finance we stick to one, but for reasons, if your resume is going for more than one page, then you should also have a header and footer there, or maybe just a footer there, and put the page numbering there. In terms of the sections that are there, if you look at this is a sample resume for somebody who's got some experience, um, but does not have any relevant experience. So what we have done is pushed all the experience down to the second level, and at the top we have put in projects. Now, this is done specifically to ensure that the keywords are there. And then when the recruiter looks at all these things, they are more likely to have a interview with her. So if you just write that I was doing these things, then there is very highly likely that all the calls that you get will be based on these. And you will never get calls related to what you want to. what you want to do. So in this case, we've got this project section, then you've got the professional experience section, then you've got the certification related section, and then obviously finally education. And the way the education works, you see, we're not writing, some people write about 10th, 12th, and then graduation, and then CA, and then everything. You don't have to. And even in CA, they talk about the CPT and the IPCC and CA final. I would not want that. I would just want you to talk about your graduation and then post graduation. In this case, CA would be the post graduation. You should include the interest and achievement if you can showcase, or it is relevant to that particular job opportunity, or you can showcase some of the skills that the recruiters are looking for. Otherwise there's no point including those things. You should not include things like uh, personal details. Nobody is interested in the personal detail, and you don't have enough space for that. The only personal detail potentially they're looking out for is your email ID and your phone number, which needs to be there on the resume. Even the address part of it is not relevant for most of the profiles. So we've got this checklist. I will share this checklist towards the end of the session so that you can have a look at this. All of you can have a look at this checklist, and then ensure that your resume is is following these bullet points to cover, or to make sure that there are not things being missed out. One more thing that I would really recommend all of you to do is, to go to some of the websites which do what they call as the resume scoring. Right? There are a lot of them. I would not specifically mention, or maybe I could mention a few of them. So these are the ones that I have used: Shine, App.Scan. You can just go to Google, maybe. Yeah, let me just show you. You just go to Google and search for resume scorer, and you get a lot of them. You can use resume worded, but this is mostly the free version, does not give you a lot of information. Or okay, let me just share or show you how it works. So just upload your resume, sign into your account. Let me upload the sample resume and show you how it works. Okay, so you see, it's given me an overall score of 31 for reasons not known. If you are a paid subscriber of it, it will give you these things. But you see what we have done good in this particular style, or in this, that we have been brief, concise, and clear. On that, they have given us a very high score. The style, the sections that are there, right? The same things that are required, the hard skills that need to be covered are all covered here. So what we missed out, a few things that they have mentioned here, but that is only available in case you are doing, if you are a paid subscriber, right, for this one. But you can use this, the one that I used earlier to do is this, which gives you a fair bit of idea. So this is from shine.com. You have to also understand that a lot of these websites are ultimately going to sell you a product. So they try and push your scores down, not always give you the correct score. So you should understand what they are scoring you and on, and what is the thing that is not good for your stuff. So let me just do check your score. Upload a resume and a sample resume. Where is our sample resume? Okay, it's already there. So you see here what we did good in terms of skills. It says you have got 100 out of 100. The contact details according to them is missing because with the sample resume we've not written the email ID and the phone number, so that is why that is missing. The formatting style is 50%. It can get better. The work experience is 70%, right? Summary objectives, we don't write summary and objectives unless you've got 5+ years of experience. So this is a resume for somebody who's less than 5 years of experience. It cannot find or search for the education detail there. That is why it is giving a low score here, right? So you can use these websites to find out what you're doing good and what you're not doing good, and then correct those things. A lot of them are
Sure.
available. Yeah. Sorry, is there a question?
No, sir. No, sir. We can proceed. Yeah, understand.
Okay. There are others also which can do something like when you give them a job description, right? And this one, this is JobScan, app.jobscan. So what it does is you upload your resume, and then you also upload the job description. And once you upload the job description, it will compare whatever is required for the job description, is it coming into your resume or not. So again, a free service that is available, you can utilize it if you are looking for a particular job opportunity. So this is what I had to specifically talk about on the resume front. I will share the sample resume along with the checklist so that you guys can have a look at it. If you have any questions related to the resume, I can take it up.
Sir, I have one specific question. So,
Tell me.
this finance roles
Hmm.
start from yesterday's session that we have
Hmm.
spoke about that investment banking role and the equity research and credit research and the private equity. So, in
Correct.
all those roles, for all those roles, all the investment banks or the financial institutions, not fintech, will
Hmm.
be very closely monitoring the candidate's skills, right, rather than the resume or the attitude, right? It's all of finance, it's all about skills and analytical ability, right? So the
Correct.
resume plays a, is resume plays a very important role, and the CA ranking and the big school, big branding schools, big schools. Is it that all factors will be considered or only just skills?
Right. See, basically, the important thing is, like, at the first level, if you look at the whole process, at the first level, they need to shortlist you, right? After shortlisting, they need to call you for an interview. Only then you can show them the skills, right? Dipesh, should they?
Yes, sir.
If they
Yes, sir.
don't
Yes,
call
sir.
you, if they don't call you, will you be able to show them what skills you have?
Okay, so first the level one entry is this resume and that qualifications, and
Correct.
level two, while after entering only we can showcase, we can grow on our own.
Correct.
So
I gave an example yesterday, right? Not everybody is doing that kind of filtering, but I gave an example. There's this company called DE Shaw, right? One of the largest hedge funds in the world. In fact, the largest hedge fund in the world. Now they have got operations in India. They hire for equity research and related fields in India. But their criteria is very simple. Unless you are a CA ranker or you are coming from a top IIM, you will not get a call. Or even as a fresher, or if you have got work experience for more than 3 years, then you are more likely to be called without even a rank holder or stuff. So what you have to understand is that various companies will filter in various ways, and you have to pass through or navigate through those filtering criteria. For example, I think you mentioned that you're doing CFA.
yeah,
So typically, you will not write about your CFA once unless you are completed with level 1, right?
yeah,
But I will go ahead and write about CFA immediately as soon as I register myself. Why? Because they are searching with this keyword CFA or chartered financial analyst, either of them. So
Okay.
when the point is that when you put that into your resume, even though you have just started the stuff, you when you put that, your shortlisting becomes better. You are more likely to be shortlisted for these kind of roles. So I would not wait to complete my level one or level two and then go for it. I would just write about saying that CFA pursuing. You can write pursuing. I'm not asking you to say that completed CFA. You can say CFA in bracket. You can say chartered financial analyst and then say pursuing. So it is very important that we ensure that these keywords are there that will help you shortlist. Yes, ultimately your skills will take you through the interview process and all those things, but this is what gets you to those that level that you can showcase your skills.
Understood. So, why I've asked that thing is, I'm a person who values the skills more than the background or the
Correct.
institution where from came from, because I'm from the articleship background, CA,
Correct.
audit, taxation.
Correct.
I came into this finance due to sheer passion and what the industry is about. It's just the
Correct.
passion. So
Correct.
I'm just growing on my skills. I'm riding on my skills. So
Correct.
the thing is, only the top Goldman Sachs or Credit Suisse or UBS. So what are
Mm,
big things in the world? I just want to work there.
mm,
If my entry level is constraint is because I'm not a CA ranker, or I'm not from a top IAM or big MBAs from the universities in the world, I can't
mm.
able to enter, right? This is a practical reality, right? So
Correct. So
I want to work in Goldman Sachs, but I can't enter without any this kind of brandings, right? So this is what fearing me. This is what causing me a worry now. Yeah.
no, see, what you have to understand here is that, as I said, all these guys are obviously they're putting filters. Why they're putting filters? Because they can put the filters, right? Because even the IAM guys are applying. So then, when it is comparison between two of us, then sorry, comparison between an IAM guy and a CA guy, then obviously the IAM guy is winning out, right? Unless you are a CA ranker. So what you have to understand is once you've got a 2 3 years or 5 years of relevant experience, right,
Relevant
then
experience.
right
Yeah.
then experience takes over, then your qualification. I am
Okay.
talking in terms of, see, you have to understand that the audience that I am also catering to is the one who are in the 0 to 3 years kind of a work experience profile, right? So
Okay.
they are freshers to maybe a couple of years of non-relevant experience. For them to be able to get to that level where they are getting shortlisted and at least going for an interview, these are the key things that they need to do.
Understood. Understood. So, yeah, I just came across a reality check now.
Correct.
Because I'm riding on these things. If I got a skills, if I got the proper analytical ability, I can enter the big players in the market, so I can get the relevant experience. But
Correct.
now, yeah, understood. I should underplay my now, so that I can unlearn something. I can do something which the recruiter wants. Yeah, I understood what the market, how the market works.
Correct. Also, in terms of, when I said about the skills, generally people will write about skills only on their resume. I would go ahead and write about my skills on all the portals that I've registered with, right? So whether it is Naukri.com or LinkedIn or IIM Jobs, I will talk about portals in a few minutes. But I will go there and put the skills because everybody is searching through the skills. So there is always a skill section in all these portals. You should ideally go to the skill section and then put your skills there as well.
Okay. So not only in the resume, in all the job platforms which we are going
Correct.
to apply.
Correct. Put
Yeah.
that there,
Yes.
and they always will have a skill section. So, in fact, if you look out for job opportunities, I will show you one job opportunity or a couple of job opportunities live to tell you that they all these guys put skills somewhere or the other. So you should be able to pick up those skills and see if your resume has all those skills or not.